Talking about chest self-myofascial release. There's a different way of doing this where I'm working in through the bicep and through the chest on a medicine ball. That's great for recovery reasons too. By all means, if you like that more, go and try that out. You're going to find that in the warm-up series of the self-myofascial release videos that I've got. First and foremost, especially with areas like the chest where there's really not a lot of thickness to the tissue, you should check out the guidelines video. Which the link will be below. I also want you to go and check out the blog where I talk about how to and why to do self-myofascial release. I also give a product review as to which products I feel are best for which job. Okay, so personally speaking, I prefer a softball or a softball, softball or baseball for getting into the chest. The reason why is a lacrosse ball, a tennis ball, a hockey ball, things like that, they're just not a wide enough diameter. I'm going to be kissing the wall the whole time. Softball puts me far enough away from the wall to not walk on spider poo. So I'm going to take this. Something important to know about the chest is the fibers run horizontal. Okay, pec minor runs a little bit more vertical. That's the muscle underneath, and that can cause a lot of problems. But I don't suggest digging at that all crazy. That's actually probably better dealt with the medicine ball way I went about it. So, guys. Women, when they get tense in their neck. That's just how that works, okay? Guys, when we get tense, we go all gorilla and get tense in our chest. So most guys have too much tension in their chest. I've never met a guy, and I'm around pretty fit dudes who are here totally relaxed and they've got great shoulders. It doesn't matter. I've never met that guy. So, especially if you're bench pressing or training chest. So, softball, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to approach it actually from the opposite way that I do the medicine ball. I'm going to start at my sternum, keeping in the upper chest. I'm going to scan just underneath the collarbone and the clavicle, okay? And I'm going to scan and find that area. So against the wall. I am going to put my arm up, which is also going to help me chest stretch, okay? You've seen a doorway stretch. Well, I want that muscle somewhat stretched when I'm doing this, not crazy stretch. So I'm going to start with this at my sternum and collarbone, and I'm going to roll it into the upper chest. Okay, now I can use some hands. I've got most of my weight obviously on my feet. I don't have a lot of pressure here. If it's really tender, go slow. Okay, I'm trying to find an area that is tender, which I found, so I found a trigger point, and I'm just going to do little bits of digging and breathing. I may just actually need to put pressure into the ball. I can mobilize the chest, okay? It's a good idea to do that when it comes to the chest. Okay, and then I'm going to start back with my scanning, trying to find another area. Okay, so I found another one down right by my sternum or the mid-chest. I'm going to dig at it a little bit. You don't need to go hard. Again, this is a hard wall. This is, even call it a softball, it's not soft. And I'm digging in an area that doesn't have a huge thickness of tissue, so I don't need to be going crazy against the wall. Okay, so, now, word to the ladies, don't be rolling over mammary tissue and breast tissue. Okay? If you actually have dysfunctions or problems with that area, have a qualified massage therapist or somebody who can do hands-on work, that's their specialty, to go in and around that area. Obviously, it's a tender area and it's a very private area. So, guys, we can go a little bit more over the nipple line and into pec minor and into the armpit. For most ladies, I suggest anywhere that is cleavage, don't go into it. So, ladies, it's upper chest only, and you generally have trigger points in the upper chest. Okay? I may go mid-chest or between the breasts, but never over them. Guys, we can get a little bit more into that armpit. Okay, so I'm just moving my arm off. Usually I would have it on. Okay, so just to show, I'm going to get a little bit more into that armpit, which is pretty nasty. Okay, I'm going to dig, breathe, and mobilize. Okay, I'm going to get back to scanning. Maybe get into that low chest. Okay, so one thing I would say is that if you are right-handed, most of the time you're going to be having right pec minor, right trigger points in the right pec muscle. Okay, be it pec major or pec minor. So test that out. If I have more trigger points on my dominant side or my handwritten side, I'm going to spend more time on it. Okay? The other thing is this type of area, it can cause a lot of problems. If I have chest tension, and I talked about this in the back video, if I have chest tension, it can cause a lot of knotting in my rhomboids. So if that's something pretty common, you may find that when you get into the chest and you're rolling around, that you have some pretty bad trigger points. Over time, that should help relieve some of the tension that you find in your back. But if you're doing this all the time and it just never seems to get better, and just like I said in the guidelines video, make sure you go see a therapist, physical therapist, chiropractor, massage therapist, somebody who can tell you the reason as to why that's happening, other than maybe you're just an angry person. So, softball, preferred method. Go check out the other video though, the self-myofascial release warm-up series, where I'm talking about chest and biceps, and I show this on the ground on a medicine ball. I do go back and forth between the two for recovery and for warm-up reasons.